Well, y'all did everything right. You know, he wore a mask, he wore
I know.
gloves, he used a towel, he still got the virus. What do you say to those people?
I've thought about that a lot. And I think, there are often times where no matter what you do, you're still going to get something. And I don't know, I think that's in God's hands. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know that we can do anything about that. But the stupid thing is not to wear it because, oh, it's my right. I don't have to wear a mask. When I hear someone say that, what I hear in a subtext is, I don't care about anyone but myself. I'm the only one that matters. And this issue is not about you. This issue is about your fellow man and woman, your fellow human beings. You need to protect us from you, and you need to protect yourself from other people. When I see someone not wearing a mask, I get infuriated. And you really can't talk to these people. They're so adamant about it being their right to do what they want to do. And in my eyes, they're the same people that don't wear a seatbelt and don't make their children wear a helmet when they ride a bike. These are all things that are not, that you can easily not do because you choose not to do it. But this is a public health issue. This has nothing to do with your rights as a human being.
And I know you've probably thought about this with your husband being close to death and you having to feel all of the anxiety and the emotion that that must bring. How do you think that we can have this conversation where it's apolitical, where it's just not political at all? Because when you look at Japan, and we had Dr. Jaya McSharma on the program, we've had her on a couple of times. She's in the emergency room on the front lines fighting the virus. And she says she's even gone to bat with the leaders in her community about making it mandatory to wear a mask. How can we make this an issue not of politics?
I wish I knew the answer to that because to me it's not political. And that's what really bothers me is that people are making it political. Um, I think it's very difficult when examples are not set by leadership. And in every organization, whether it's government or a corporation or a small business, everything does trickle down from the top. If you have weak leadership or leadership that doesn't set a good example, then that's going to trickle down to everybody else in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Sure.
But all I know is that it's such a simple thing. Like I heard Tom Hanks, who also had the virus, speak on the Today Show. He said it's such a simple thing to wear a mask when you're near other people, to wash your hands, and to stay socially distanced.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that such a big thing to do for your fellow human beings?
Right. And I think what is happening is that we are all exercising our freedoms and we don't think that it will necessarily happen to us. And it's not unless or until somebody you really care about or
Right.
really love gets this virus and has an experience like what you and your husband have that it begins to change our thinking.
You would hope so. I still think there's some people that even with that they're still going to do what they want to do. Which is very scary. I get very nervous and upset and almost angry when I see scenes of crowds of people on TV and you really have trouble finding anybody who's wearing a mask. And the people running the rally or the convention or whatever it is don't even wear masks themselves. What message is that sending to us that's letting us know that it's okay not to wear a mask? It's not okay. And doctors who have studied long and hard to learn about epidemiology and infectious disease, these people know. You can't tell me that an average person who just chooses not to wear a mask knows more than those doctors. These doctors are definitely seeing an increase. Our cases of hospitalizations just here in Louisiana have doubled since mid June. We are almost the fifth highest COVID case state in the country right now. We have not gone from phase 2 because of this. And I think if we had more people caring about one another and wearing a mask and distancing, less people would be getting sick with the virus. I'm actually hearing of more and more people I know right here in central
Right.
Louisiana who have the virus. Most of them, luckily, have not ended up in the hospital. But if people continue to just be cavalier and flip about all of this, we're not going to see our numbers go down. And it scares me to death when I think of children going back to school and teachers going back to school.